The time trial. Isolated agony. Individual pain with only 1 point to beat the clock from A to B. Today it's the hors d'oeuvre for the final days of racing as riders shed and claim seconds over their rivals. The early pace setter of the day was Vacansoleil's New Vestra with a time of 10:19.96. That stood until Alex Dowsett, resplendently white in the skin suit of the national time trial champion, took to the start ramp. True to form, tore into the course, eating up London's tarmac and smashing a 5-second hole into Vestra's time, comfortably taking the lead. But there were plenty of quality riders still to come.
We're looking here at Mark Cavendish, the next starter in this short time trial, and of course the super sprinter can certainly turn on the style in a short time trial. He won the prologue a few years ago in the Tour of Britain, and he's getting a huge ovation. Just catching a glimpse here of the Australian, Rory Sutherland. He's out on the course, settling down to a good rhythm as we get back to Mark Cavendish to have a look at his cornering technique.
Yeah, he's just gone round embankment at the moment onto the embankment itself. He'll go up all the way towards the Tower of London and then back all the way towards the finish.
He'll probably have that afternoon criterium on his mind, but we go back to the starting house and now it's Geraint Thomas. Geraint Thomas, who can really ride quick against the clock. He's an Olympic gold medalist for the team pursuit and he won the Tour of Bavaria earlier this year with a good time trial performance.
Well, IG Markets, the sponsor at the back, is a London-based company, so all the Sky riders will be up for today's 2 stages to try and get a great performance.
And of course they're on those time trial bikes now, so different positions with those different aero style bars at the front. You've got to be fully concentrated. Have a look at this.
There's a couple of difficult corners right at the start of this time trial, but onto the embankment is pretty much straight up all the way to the Tower of London, all the way back with a couple of corners towards the finish, so it'll suit the big powerhouses that can time trial. Well, this is an important race for a lot of these teams. We come down to the time trial and it's pretty much looking at Lars Boom. It's going to be very difficult to take that gold IG Markets jersey off him, but there's still the other top places to come.
Well, back with Thomas briefly there, and you could see that he was still going well as we look at the finishing effort here of Mark Cavendish, gritting his teeth and gulping in the air. Here comes Cavendish to the line. 10 minutes 42 seconds then for Mark Cavendish. That's a respectable finishing time.
No, that's a fantastic time. You've got to remember there are points in this for that blue points jersey, and that's what Mark Cavendish wants.
We've almost got a catching situation here, look. Remember these riders, the seeded riders on the higher classification positions go off at 2-minute intervals and the rest of the field are 1 minute apart. Back to Jan Barter of the Czech Republic riding on Team NetApp. Now this is one of the riders that we are not too sure about his time trialling potential.
Yeah, he's a strong lad. He's been in a few breakaways in a lot of these races. As the team car comes up alongside Just Postuma and gives him a wee bit of information and a bit of encouragement, which sometimes is good in these races. Some of the other teams have got loudspeakers. As you've got to remember, they aren't allowed to use radios.
So you can see the running time of our next finisher coming up to the line. This is going to be Geraint Thomas. 10 minutes and 22 seconds and still ticking, but this is a good ride here then by Thomas as he comes up to the line. Let's have a look at the clock. Here he is now. Look at that, 10 minutes 30. Thomas the Welshman flying.
He's flying at the moment and setting this course alight. And back to Postuma here, and you just see the time trial position and the time trial bikes these use very different to what they've been using all these other stages.
Now then, Steve Cummings. Now this is the man that really does stand to gain a lot from the time trial. Cummings is currently 5th overall. He's 32 seconds down on Lars Boom, who holds the gold jersey, but the riders immediately above Cummings, Gerdeman, Lloyd and Koenig, are nowhere near as good time trialers as Cummings. So this is the race of his life because he can elevate himself up here into the 2nd position overall.
Well, we are expecting Steve Cummings to produce that result and move up onto a podium position. He has done it before. He has finished 2nd in the Tour of Britain in years gone by, but this is another opportunity here in London.
Here comes Postuma up to the line. There's the time, 10:40. Well, we're getting a raft of good times now, but nobody at the moment's threatening that leading time of Dowsett on 10 minutes 14.7.
Yeah, well, a lot of these riders round about the same time, about 10.5 minutes, and only seconds are going to separate the top of this leaderboard. Just goes to show you how fast Dowsett has ridden round this course.
Well, his mid-time split was 5 minutes and 2 seconds, so that tells you just how quick Dowsett is. And of course, he got a silver medal in the Commonwealth Games in New Delhi. Here we are, Linus Gerdeman. He's next to roll away, and Gerdeman must surely know that his overall position is under pressure, because he's fourth at the start of the time trial, and he's only 1 second ahead of the man you're looking at, Cummings. And Cummings has got the bit between his teeth, and he knows he can get ahead of Gerdeman.
Well, Gerdeman is a strong rider, not a time trial specialist. We expect him to see a good performance by him, but Steve Cummings is, as you said, a better time trialist.
Now look at this, out of the saddle and sprinting to the line, Jan Barter, who is on exactly the same time as Cummings overall, trying to get that extra bit of pace out, and that's a good time by Barter. As we look at Koenig now coming out of the starting house, and Koenig is the man second overall in the race, 28 seconds behind Boom. So he's another man under pressure by Cummings.
Yeah, Cummings has got all to play for. I don't think he's going to have enough time to beat Lars Boom into that IG Markets Gold jersey, but he can put himself right up there in the overall classification.
Well, this is Koenig, another rider from the Czech Republic. Early days for him in the time trial, but he knows he's under pressure. And the last man to go is Lars Boom, the Dutchman, the leader of the Tour of Britain. And this is a man who's won the prologue in the Dauphiné and the Paris-Nice, and he's a former World Under-23 time trial champion. Look at the style of the man. He's sprinting to get that gear going.
Not only is he in the leader's jersey, he wants to win this time trial as well.
Now then, the arrival of Steve Cummings. Let's have a look at his time coming up to the line. 10:23, third quickest time of the day. Only Dowsett and Vestra have gone quicker. Now then, the rest of the riders will know that their overall positions are under threat.
Well, here we have Gerdeman. He's only got 1 kilometre to go, and he looks as if he's toiling at the moment. Back to Lars Boom, the leader at the moment, and he's going all the way up through this tunnel, all the way up towards the Tower of London, and he'll be back again, and he looks as if he's flying at the moment.
He's such a stylish rider, Lars Boom. We've never had a winner from Holland in the Tour of Britain overall, but Boom certainly is pitching for that title. Here comes the next finisher.
Gerdeman's coming up here. He's struggling a wee bit at the moment. He's all over the place. It's not the smooth action you'd see from a time trial specialist, as you see the heads rocking and rolling. I'm thinking that Gerdeman's slipping down the order of the general classification at the moment.
Certainly not an aerodynamic style, is it? But back to Boom, who really has got that gear spinning, and I can tell you his midway split time was only 1 second slower than Dowsett on 5:03. So the Dutchman is on a ride. He's certainly getting some encouragement from the team car.
This sort of speaker system by a lot of the top teams is used throughout pretty much the whole of Europe to give their riders so much encouragement in a short time trial like this.
Well, here's Gerdeman coming in, and look at the clock ticking away. He knows he's lost his place overall then to Cummings. Let's have a look at this. Oh, 10:45. Cummings went to 10:23. So that means that Cummings is moving up the overall classification.
And this is Koenig, the second place in overall, coming up to finish his time trial effort today.
Well, he's lost nearly 27 seconds on Cummings in this test against the clock. So that means the man that started second overall, and that time will cost him several placings. Now then, one man to arrive, and that is the overall race leader, Lars Boom. Here he comes, holding that aerodynamic position, his head just waving from side to side as he gulps in the air. He's going to swing into Bridge Street and then into Parliament Street for the final run to the line.
Well, he passes Big Ben, and he's only got 1 corner to go, and he'll be in the finishing straight, and he has to be quick to beat Dowsett's time.
And as a true champion in the overall leader's jersey, he is delivering a very, very polished performance against the clock, and that means that he's going to stand up on the start line ready for the concluding criterium, still wearing that gold jersey. This is the run then to the line, and remember Dowsett's winning time 10:14.7. that's gone, so the British time trial champion has won the time trial. But let's have a look at Boom's finishing time, 10:19, second in the test against the clock, just a tad quicker than Vestra, and that's going to keep him in that gold jersey, ready for the final stage, the 55-mile criterium around the centre of London. We are in for a grand finale here. Don't go away.
Confirmation of Dowsett's win then by 5 seconds to Vestra and Boom. Steve Cummings in fourth, 7 seconds better off than his teammate Geraint Thomas. Thor Hushovd incidentally crossed the line in the 8th best time. Apart from top spot, it's all change in the general classification. Cummings has torn into second place. Jan Barter and Linus Gerdeman are separated by just 1 second in a battle for the podium. Dan Lloyd drops down to 10th, with John Tien and Locke looking good in 6th place at 1 minute 3 seconds. But it's a first stage win for Team Sky on the Tour of Britain and a landmark win for a very special talent. Alex Dowsett wins the London Time Trial.